Yo, what's up? We're back again with another YouTube video, and today we're going to be talking about what dungeon level should you be doing whenever Heroic Raid is released this next reset. So historically, for those who don't know, Blizzard has basically put a cap on the item level that you're able to get from end of dungeon level rewards to where you're not farming equal item level gear to heroic loot on the reset, and so basically they're trying to limit that. This patch is no exception. There are a couple of loot changes that have taken place. It is important to note that across your whole entire 5-man party, just for completing a key, you get one piece of loot. If you do the key in time, you get a second piece of loot for the whole entire 5-man squad. This is a nerf. I want to say it was like 3 pieces of loot. It was like 2 guaranteed and then like an additional third if you time the key in BFA. So there is a quantity of loot that's going to be nerfed down, so you're going to be able to get like a lot less. And honestly, it also looks like it's at a lower item level than what you are normally able to farm. So what item level or what level of dungeon should you be doing to maximize the amount of loot that you're gaining? And that dungeon level is level 6. Basically, once you go over level 6, the end of dungeon rewards don't get any higher. Basically, you're still going to get this 197 loot. This is 3 item levels lower than normal from what I remember. So that is something to note, that you can farm basically this 197 item level loot, and I would highly actually encourage you to do it, especially to be able to fill out your slots that you're not getting from stuff like Heroic Raid or Normal Raid, to be able to fill out some of your extra slots there. So farming 6s is definitely what you should be doing. It minimizes, like, you don't get the +7 affix on your stuff, and it gives you basically the best loot that you can possibly get, and you don't end up having to do all the prideful and stuff like that. Now, something that I'm not sure if it's going to actually stay, because Blizzard hasn't announced anything on it, but it's speculated that you need to do a 14 or a 15 for your weekly Great Vault stuff. And for those who don't know, and for those who don't play beta, 14s and 15s this next week, especially if you don't have like legendaries and shit like that, are going to be insanely hard. For perspective, basically, it was very challenging to pug a 14 or a 15 even on good weeks during like beta cycles. So the act of pugging a 14 or a 15 at, I don't know, 10 item levels lower, because we were scaled to 200 item level on beta, and at some points we were like 213. Whenever we were 213, people were doing like 22s and shit, but eventually we got scaled to 200 item level, and pugging a 15 was nearly impossible, and people had legendaries and full consumables and full enchants and shit. And so I don't expect a large amount of groups are going to be able to pug Mythic 14 and Mythic 15. So I think you try to do the highest key you possibly can. I'm not exactly sure if this is even a reasonable expectation for most people to get. I think this is a reasonable expectation for like world first key pushers and people who are going for like realm first 15s and shit like that. But the act of getting up this high to be able to get the 226 loot from your Great Vault seems like, I'm not sure if it will actually stay or not, but at the same time, this is the benchmark for what you should be doing. I'm not really sure if it's going to actually happen or if you need temporary expectations, but we will see. So in terms of fixes, so there have been rumors that it's either going to be the first week on the rotation, which is bursting storming, or it's a bursting volcanic week, and those I think are the 2 weeks that are speculated, just depending on pre-patch cycles, or is it going to start at the very beginning of the affix rotation kind of stuff. So those 2 affix sets are what may end up being, and if it is the storming bursting one, I don't expect people to be able to do a 15 the first week. But yeah, so basically that's that. Again, do your Mythic +6s for your end of dungeon loot. Make sure you get in Heroic and Normal Raid to try to get as much gear as possible, and then push the highest key level possible that you reasonably can, and then stop once you get there, because you're probably like, I don't know if it's worth crafting a legendary for, especially if they're going to tune legendaries. That's all up in the air as well. So be really cautious, but at the same time, have fun, enjoy it, and end up grinding that gear for your rewards. And I think that's going to be it for me today. I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day. I will see you gamers in the next video, and goodbye. Check out my stream, guys. Goodbye.